Okay, this is for Thursday, April 23rd. Guys, okay, Daily Rigor says 4/23/2020 on it. That's the one we're doing for today. It says, look at the diagram below. Place a check mark next to each statement, each true statement. So you're going to read each one of these statements and put a check mark if you agree to what you see in this diagram. Okay, remember it's quadrilaterals. And to the right is trapezoids all by itself. And then to the left, parallelograms, which are also rectangles and rhombuses, which are squares. Which means that a square can be a rhombus, a square can be a rectangle. Okay? A square can be a parallelogram. Okay? So square, rectangle, rhombus, all of them can be parallelograms, and everything is a quadrilateral. Okay? Don't forget that flowchart there. B says use the given rule. Find the values for y in each table. Here's your rule. So for each x, you're going to add 10. Here's your rule for this one. 5 times x. So for each x, you're going to multiply it by 5 to get your y over here. Okay? Comparing, we've done that so many times. I'm not going to go over that. You know, you're just looking for the bigger number, 7/10, 6/10. Okay? Line them up, compare them. D, use the reference chart to calculate each conversion. It is customary units of weight. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, and 1 pound equals 16 ounces. This side is your big measurements because it only takes 1 ton to equal 2,000 little pounds. So that means this is your small side. If we're multiplying big to small, if we're dividing, it's small to big. Okay? So you just have to decide in your problem, 1 pound equals ounces. Pound to ounces, so you're multiplying. Ton to pounds. 1 ton equals blank pounds. Well, the answer's right there for you. But 4 tons to equals how many pounds? You're going to take 4 tons and you're going to multiply it by 2,000 pounds. Okay? Big to small, small to big. Number 1, Kadima can throw a discus 33 yards. Daniel can throw a discus 37 yards. How many feet further can Daniel throw a discus than Kadima? All right, so it asks you for feet, but everything they gave you is in yards. So Kadima can throw 33 yards. Daniel can throw 37. So we're going to first answer it in yards. So 37 yards minus 33 yards. If I have 7 and I take 3 away, I've got 4 left over, right? So right now I have 4 yards. And then you have to convert it into feet, which is bigger, feet or yards. Okay? Use your conversion chart that you should have with you. It's been in the last 2 packets. I don't know if they included it on this packet or not. But it's big to small, and you're going to multiply. Okay? So you just have to look up and find out how many feet are in a yard. And that will give you your answer. Okay, number 2, Jackie picked 3 dozen flowers in a field. Then she divided the flowers into 6 groups. Circle the equation that can be used to find G, the number of flowers. Okay, so you're looking for an equation. She picked 3 dozen. How many is in a dozen? And then she divided into 6. So it's word for word. 3 dozen. So find out how many that is. And then she divided them into 6 equal groups. Okay? It's word for word telling you what to do. You just need to decide what is 3 dozen. What can you do to that 3? Okay? And then how many are in a dozen? Number 3, the table shows the number of partly cloudy, and clear skies that were observed in Austin, Texas during 4 different years. In which year was the greatest difference between clear days and partly cloudy days observed? So I'm going to mark this out because this is not relevant. Because it says, in which year was the greatest difference between clear days and partly cloudy days observed? So you're just looking for the greatest difference between partly cloudy and clear. So you're going to find the difference between these two numbers. What do you do to find difference? Okay, how do you find the difference between two numbers? Number 4, the basketball court at Rigby Elementary is a rectangle that has a perimeter of 90 yards. If the length of the court is 30 yards, what is the width? So we want to know the width. We know that the perimeter is 90 yards and the length is 30 yards. So we're going to draw us a picture. So there's the court. I know if I was to take and add up all the way around, it would be 90 yards all the way around. Because remember, perimeter is the edge. Perimeter is the fence that keeps your dog inside the yard. Okay? So the perimeter is 90 yards. The length is 30. So that means this side is 30. And if this is 30, this is 30. Now, if you find perimeter, you add up all the sides, right? So if I know that 30 plus 30 equals 60, I only have 30 yards missing. Okay, so you have to decide. You got to split them, that 30 yards, between both ends. Okay, so to help you determine what one width is. Okay, you're looking for the width, so you're gonna have to split it between the two. All right, and number 5, Amelia drew a number of octagons on a sheet of paper. She used 144 line segments to draw the octagons. None of them overlapped. How many octagons did Amelia draw? Okay, so we don't know how many she drew, but she used 144 line segments to draw the octagons. Well, there are 8 sides on an octagon, right? So this would be a division problem because she has 144 line segments and each line segment has 8 sides, or each picture has 8 sides. So 144 divided by 8 will tell me how many octagons Amelia drew.